Testing. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, welcome to Ice Dance Trivia. We will be starting a few minutes after 8. Thank you for joining us. You can fill out the registration link if you would like to play with us tonight. If you're new, I'll go over the rules shortly. If you're not new, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been an eventful few weeks. It's been an eventful 2 days. So, thank you for taking time to join us. I admit I just barely got this done. I sat down yesterday afternoon during my daughter's nap to finish writing trivia questions. And as I sat down, I got a weird text from my friend. And I thought, let me just turn on CNN real quick and see what's going on. And 8 hours later, I was exhausted and still hadn't written any trivia questions. So, but Daphne and I really wanted to get this one in today. We really felt that some people, us included, might need a little bit of de-stress. I think it's okay to de-stress and escape for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So thanks for joining us. And we definitely wanted to get this trivia week in because for the next 2 weeks, I will be at U.S. Nationals. So, hence our theme for this week. It does look like the event is going to happen. I believe staff starts arriving tomorrow at the venue. So, I bought my flight, I think, over the weekend. I'm grateful for the chance to photograph an event, and I'm taking every precaution that I can to keep things safe and healthy, not only for myself and my family, but also for all the athletes and everyone involved. And I know it's going to be a strange event, but I hope it will be a good one. So hi, friends. Yes, they, if you're not aware, the only media at Nationals are just a few photographers. They kept it very limited to keep the numbers of people involved with the event as small as possible. And all the journalists that cover the event will be doing so virtually. I believe that was also the case for Skate America, although I think at Skate America they did technically say that a journalist could have applied to cover the event in person, but since no one did, they decided to go ahead and just plan on everyone being virtual for Nationals, since it's understandably a much larger event. So, I'm very nervous about this whole bubble thing. I applaud them for taking all the precautions and really doing their best to make things as safe as possible. But I'm terrified that I'm going to forget deodorant or something, and then I'm going to have to go 11 days without deodorant because there's no running out to Walgreens. So I often forget something when I travel. There was an infamous skating event that I was not at, but a member of the IceDance.com staff forgot pants. And so she got to a week-long event with only the pants that were on her body, which I always used to laugh about. But then 2 summers ago when I was pregnant, I went to photograph an event as the photography vendor, just a small club competition, but it was going to be it was going to start at 7 a.m. This one rink that we worked with a lot loved starting at 7 a.m. and it was about an hour away, so we didn't really want to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get there to allow time for setup and everything. So we decided to go the night before and stay in a hotel near the rink. And instead of driving late at night, we went before dinner and planned to have dinner there. But it was 100 degrees outside because it was the middle of July. And in the Bay Area, the further you get from the Bay, the hotter it gets pretty rapidly. And so I was wearing a dress. And we got there, we went to dinner, we got back to the hotel, and I realized that I did not have pants for the coldest rink I've ever been in my life. At least it felt that way when I was shooting for 14 hours. So fortunately, we realized it at like 8 o'clock at night. So there was still enough time to go to Target. And I couldn't just buy pants from anywhere because I was pregnant. So I had to find somewhere that had maternity pants. Unfortunately, Target came through for me. Anyway, that's enough about pants. If you have a fun pants antidote, sorry, I'm thinking about diseases. A pants anecdote, feel free to share it in the chat. Otherwise, let's get started with IDC trivia number 17. Theme is U.S. nationals. If you haven't filled out that registration form yet, if you can go ahead and do that, that just gives us an idea of how many teams to expect while we're waiting for your answers to come in. So this is how it works. Teams are great if you'd like to play with a team. If you're going to play with a team, we ask that you keep it to 6 people or less. There's a Google form for each round. You'll use it to submit your answers. The links are in the description below the video. You will submit the answers at the end of each round. If you're playing on a team, obviously only one person needs to submit answers. There's a blank at the top for your name or your team name. We will play 3 rounds plus a final question. And for something a little bit different today, we'll have the first round will be ice dance questions. Round 2 will be the other disciplines. I resisted the urge to type the lesser disciplines. And then we'll go back to our usual picture identification round for round 3. And that one will be all ice dance as usual. There's no points lost for wrong answers until we get to the final question, so feel free to guess. And when you're identifying a team, last names only are fine. And finally, most importantly, this is just for fun, so don't cheat. Thanks. So let's get started with round 1, the ice dance round. There will be 6 questions, 6 points each. And question 1, I will generally give you guys about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes between each question, and then another 3 or 4 minutes at the end of the round. So if there's a question you're stuck on and you want to come back to think about it more later, you can take a screenshot or do things the old-fashioned way and get a pad of paper and a pen and take some notes. So, question 1. What is the record for the most U.S. ice dance titles won by a team, and who holds this record? 3 points for each part of the question. Also, in general, if I don't specify, I mean senior titles. There are a few questions that have some aspect of the question about a different level, and I try to specify. But if I just say U.S. title, I mean the senior title or championship level. So question 1, what is the record for the most U.S. ice dance senior titles won by a team, and who holds this record? 3 points for each half of the question. Question 2. Which ice dancer won 4 U.S. junior medals, a U.S. intermediate title, and no U.S. senior medals, but 8 Canadian senior medals, including a title? Question number 2. Which ice dancer won 4 U.S. junior medals, a U.S. intermediate title, and no U.S. senior medals, but 8 Canadian senior medals, including a title? Question number 3. Which team won 4 consecutive pewter medals? If you're not from the U.S., the U.S. gives out a medal for 4th place called the pewter medal. So question 3, which team won 4 consecutive pewter medals from 1999 to 2002? Their final pewter medal sent them to the Olympics. Question number 3, which team won 4 consecutive pewter medals from 1999 to 2002? Their final pewter medal sent them to the Olympics. Question number 4. The Shibutanis competed at the U.S. Championships at all 5 levels and won a title at every level except which one? Question number 4. The Shibutanis competed at the U.S. Championships at all 5 levels and won a title at every level except which one? Question number 5. Which skater won 3 U.S. titles with 2 different partners, with a 7-year gap between her first 2 titles? She skated professionally during that gap, then reinstated as an amateur to compete again in the early 90s. She has also been a successful choreographer over the past 30 years. Question 5. Which skater won 3 U.S. titles with 2 different partners, with a 7-year gap between her first 2 titles? She skated professionally during that gap, then reinstated as an amateur to compete again in the early 90s. She has also been a successful choreographer over the past 30 years. Question number 6. Which famous skating family includes a 1956 national champion in ice dance? She's not the most famous member of this family, though. Her uncle is in the U.S. Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the World Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, and the U.S. Speed Skating Hall of Fame. Identify the family or last name. Question 6. Which famous skating family includes a 1956 national champion in ice dance? She is not the most famous member of this family, though. Her uncle is in the U.S. Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the World Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, and the U.S. Speed Skating Hall of Fame. Identify the family or last name. So just the last name of the family. Both the ice dancer and the famous uncle share the same last name. Okay, so time to submit your answers. Whenever you're ready, make sure you use the round 1 form found in the description below the video. I'll give you about 3.5 more minutes, and I'll let you know when there's a minute left. There's about 1 minute left. All right, go ahead and submit your answers if you have not yet. And we will go over the answers. Okay, round one, question one. What is the record for the most U.S. ice dance titles won by a team, and who holds this record? I think everyone got this one right. 6 titles, and that was Davis and White. That broke the long-held record of 5 titles that several different teams had. Question number 2. Which ice dancer won 4 U.S. junior medals, a U.S. intermediate title, and no U.S. senior medals, but 8 Canadian senior medals, including a title? And that is, of course, Piper Gillis, who never competed in the U.S. as a senior. Question number 3. Which team won 4 consecutive pewter medals from 1999 to 2002? Their final pewter medal sent them to the Olympics. And that would be Beata Handra and Charles Sinek. Got to go to The Olympics in Salt Lake, a home Olympics at that, because 2 teams ahead of them had a partner without U.S. citizenship. Question number 4. The Shibutanis competed at the U.S. Championships at all 5 levels and won a title at every level except which one? And that would be juvenile. Their first U.S. Championships in 2004, technically. It was the U.S. used to hold the juvenile, intermediate, and novice. Or no, novice was at big nationals, but juvenile and intermediate were on their own, and I think they were usually in December. So it was the 2004-05 season, and they finished second behind Anastasia Canuscio and Greg Varro, Jeff Varro, I think Greg. Question number 5. Which skater won 3 U.S. titles with 2 different partners with a 7-year gap between her first 2 titles? She skated professionally during that gap, then reinstated as an amateur to compete again in the early 90s. She has also been a successful choreographer over the past 30 years. And that would be Renee Roca. I found out, so she won U.S. Nationals in 1986, I think. And I think they were second in 1987. And her partner, I just found this out while I was researching for this question. Her partner retired 10 days before Worlds, which were home Worlds that year. I think there was an injury involved, but still, how shocking. I can only imagine. And then she partnered with Gorsha Sur, skated professionally, did well. They did well in professional competitions, and then I think he really wanted to come back and compete and convinced her to. And then they ended up winning 2 U.S. titles together. Question number 6. Which famous skating family includes a 1956 national champion in ice dance? She is not the most famous member of the family, though. Her uncle is in the U.S. Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the World Figure Skating Hall of Fame, the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, and the U.S. Speed Skating Hall of Fame. Identify the family or last name. This is one of those ones that was super tough until something clicks, maybe. That would be the Zamboni family. Obviously, the inventor of the Zamboni was very important to all of the ice sports. Frank Zamboni invented the Zamboni in Paramount, California in the 60s, I want to say. The family ran a bunch of ice rinks in California, and so he invented the Zamboni to help make resurfacing the ice a more efficient job. All right, so moving on to round 2, the other disciplines. I think we're going to try to host a trivia event sometime in probably February or March. That's all 4 skating disciplines and try to open it up to more people. So I decided to do a test round this time of a smorgasbord of men's, ladies, and pairs questions. So, surprise, and I hope that's enjoyable for you guys. I've had people tell me that they would love to do a skating trivia, but they don't really follow ice dance, to which my response is always, well, you should follow ice dance. It's the best. But, yeah. So hopefully we can put something together in a few weeks that a lot more people can feel like they want to participate in. So, but for now, for round 2, the other discipline, 6 questions, 6 points each. How it works is the same as round one. Yay! So, without further ado, question one, round two. Which two skaters earned the same total score at the 2008 U.S. Championships? The title was decided by a tiebreaker, which was the higher free skate score. Question number one. Which two skaters earned the same total score at the 2008 U.S. Championships? The title was decided by a tiebreaker, which was the higher free skate score. So 3 points for each skater. Question number two. Which skater from the last 20 years won a world title before winning a U.S. title? Question number two. Which skater from the last 20 years won a world title before winning a U.S. title? Question number three. This current coach won 2 U.S. silver medals in 2009 and 2010. She coached her students to a pairs title in 2016. Who is she? This current coach won 2 U.S. silver medals in 2009 and 2010. She coached her students to a pairs title in 2016. Who is she? Question number 4. Which athlete won 2 U.S. pairs titles in 1989 and 1990, then won the men's title in 1996? He retired from competition after the 1996 season and had a successful professional skating career. Question number 4. Which athlete won 2 U.S. pairs titles in 1989 and 1990, then won the men's title in 1996? He retired from competition after the 1996 season and had a successful professional skating career. Question number 5. Which former U.S. junior champion won 2 senior bronze medals in 2012 and 2013 before retiring after the 2014 season? Which former U.S. junior champion won 2 senior bronze medals in 2012 and 2013 before retiring after the 2014 season? And last question in round 2. Question 6. Since 1980, 2 sibling teams have won the U.S. pairs title. One of them won a few times. Who are they? Question number 6. Since 1980, 2 sibling teams have won the U.S. pairs title. One of them a few times. Who are they? 3 points each for that one. And just the 2 teams, not the years. Okay. You can submit your answers via the Google form whenever you're ready. I'll give you 3.5 more minutes, and I'll let you know when there's a minute remaining. Make sure you select the round 2 form to submit your answers. About 1 minute left. All right, go ahead and submit your answers if you haven't done so yet. And we will go over round 2. So round 2, question 1. Which 2 skaters earned the same total score at the 2008 U.S. Championships? The title was decided by a tiebreaker, which was the higher free skate score. And those 2 skaters were Evan Lysacek and Johnny Weir. Very, very dramatic moment. Question 2. Which skater from the last 20 years won a world title before winning a U.S. title? And that would be Kimmy Meisner. She was the 2006 world champion before she became the 2007 U.S. champion. Question number 3. This current coach won 2 U.S. silver medals in 2009 and 2010. She coached her students to a pairs title in 2016. Who is she? And that would be Amanda Ibora. Won 2 medals in pairs with Mark Ladwig. Question number 4. Which athlete won 2 U.S. pairs titles in 1989 and 1990, then won the men's title in 1996? He retired from competition after the 1996 season and had a successful professional skating career. And that is Rudy Galindo. He's coaches now, although he doesn't like to travel with his students. So he's often like a secondary coach for students that are on the national level. But when I lived in the Bay Area, I photographed a lot of his students. Question number 5. Which former U.S. junior champion won 2 senior bronze medals in 2012 and 2013 before retiring after the 2014 season? And that would be, I guess I realized I didn't say the discipline. It was in ladies. It was Agnes Zawadsky. And finally, question 6. Since 1980, 2 sibling teams have won the U.S. pairs title. One of them won a few times. Who are they? And that would be Kitty and Peter Carruthers, who won 4 titles between 1981 and 1984, and Danielle and Steve Hartzell, who won in 1999. Okay, we are going to check in with the scores as soon as I get to the correct tab. Oh, this is exciting. So in first place, with a 3-way tie with 60 points each, we have Amanda, the Ladies Caliph, and Debbie S., all with 60 points. Close behind with 57 points. In second place is Figure Skaters Online. Close behind with 51 points. In, I guess this is third place, is Maybelle with 42 points. Anita with 36 points. Linda Loves Twizzles. And 24 points, Catherine. So, moving on to round 3, picture IDs. 6 photos, 6 points each. I don't think any of you are new, but there will be 6 photos with the faces blurred. I'll give you the season, you name the team, and I promise no compulsories. So, photo number 1 from the 2018-19 season. Photo number 2 from the 2012-13 season. Photo number 3 is from the 2017-18 season. Mel, can we do Canada Week? Yes. Yes, I have been promising a Canada Week since last summer when I changed my mind and did Canada/US instead. So yeah, maybe in February to celebrate Canadians, if Canadians happens. I've actually been to far more Canadian events than US events, so I will happily do a Canada Week. Photo number 4 is from the 2008-09 season. Photo number 5 is from the 2014-15 season. And photo number 6 is from the 2016-17 season, and these are juniors. Photo number 6 from the 2016-17 season, and there's an asterisk because they are juniors. And I'll put all 6 back up and give you guys about 3 minutes. You can submit your answers whenever you're ready. Make sure you pick the round 3 submission form. And this is your 1 minute warning. All right. Submit your answers if you have not yet. I'll start going over the photos in just a moment. Gonna hydrate first, though. Okay. So round 3, the photo round. Photo number 1 was from the 2018-19 season. Some lovely light blue ombre. And that was Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko. Photo number 2 from the 2012-13 season. Wearing some, frankly, this is wiggity whack. Madison Schock and Evan Bates. I think they skated to Cirque du Soleil music. It was a fun program. And the costume kind of made sense. Photo number 3 from the 2017-18 season. This was Karina Manta embodying the fireball with partner Joe Johnson. Photo number 4 from the 2008-09 season. Bit of a throwback. This was Kim Navarro and Bren Bementre with their Fatboy Slim free dance. I think she had 2 very similar but different dresses, because I took pictures of it and her dress was like dark with blue squares, and this one is blue with black squares. Photo number 5 from the 2014-15 season. As far as I know, only one ice dancer has done this spread eagle move with her feet on backwards. That's the only explanation I can figure out for that one. But that was Danielle and Alex Gamlin. And photo number 6 from the 2016-17 season. Throwing in a junior team just to make it hard, just for fun. This was Carolyn and Gordon Green with their Pulp Fiction program. I remember when we talked to them in Lake Placid, I think before we saw the program, and asked them what they were skating to, and they said Pulp Fiction, and I just remember Daphne being like, have you seen that movie? Because Carolyn was like, I don't know, 12 or 13, probably. And she was like, no. But it was a fun dress. And that's why I picked it. So score updates. At the end of round 3, as we head to the final question, we have established a bit of separation. In first place with 96 points, Amanda. In second place with 90 points, Debbie S. In third place with 87 points, Maybelle. In fourth place with 81 points, Figure Skaters Online. In fifth place with 78 points, the Ladies Caliph. Tied for, where am I, 6th? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tied for 6th with 60 points, Anita and Linda Love Schwizzles. And with 36 points, Catherine. Excellent job, everyone. And now it's time for the final question. So just to refresh your memory, the final question will have multiple answers. You'll get 2 points for every correct answer, but we'll subtract 1 point for every wrong answer. So guess carefully. So here we go. Final question. Which cities have hosted the U.S. Championship since 2005? we are including both the year 2005 and this year 2021 because I'm feeling confident that this will actually happen next week. So, yes, which cities have hosted the U.S. Championships since 2005, including both 2005 and 2021? This is the big nationals only, as in the one that usually hosts novice through senior, with some exceptions, but big nationals, you don't have to put a city twice if it hosted twice. So, I will give you guys about 6 minutes for this one. Enjoy. Three minutes left. About a minute left. And that's time for this question. So submit your answers if we're still waiting for you. And we will go over the answers right now. So, final question. Which cities have hosted the U.S. Championships since 2005? Including both the year 2005 and this year, 2021, because we're being optimistic in 2021. And because I already bought a plane ticket. So, I guess I think I did them in backwards order. We'll see. So, this year, 2021, they will be in Las Vegas, of course. We've also had Greensboro 3 times. Detroit in 2019. San Jose twice in 2012 and 2018. Kansas City in 2017. St. Paul in 2016. Boston in 14. Omaha in 13. Spokane in 2010 and 2007, I think. Cleveland, 2009, just basically down the street from me right now. St. Louis in 2006. And Portland in 2005. Portland, Oregon. Portland, Maine would be even better, to be honest. Although Portland, Oregon, it's pretty great. It is a pretty great city. I went for the first time summer 2019. But Portland, Maine is the home of the famous Daphne. Well, near there. So it would be pretty great for her if they were there. And also we could eat lobster the whole time. So 12 cities. More than one of you got all 12 cities correct. So congrats. And I think we have the final scores ready. Ooh, that's exciting. Just gonna make sure we are really good. Thanks to everyone for playing, of course. Okay. So, final scores. We have a first place tie. Yay. Hopefully you guys handle it better than Evan Likes to Check and Johnny Weir did in 2008. Because we do not have a tiebreaker. The first place score of 114 points and a tie between Amanda and Debbie S. In second place with 107 points, Maybelle. In third place with 105 points, Figure Skaters Online. In 4th place, the Super Special U.S. Pewter Medal with 102 points, the Ladies Caliph. In 5th place with 82 points, Linda Loves Twizzles. Anita has 74 points, and Catherine has 58 points. So awesome job, everyone. Everyone got at least 7 or more, and there were multiple perfect scores in the final round. So that is excellent for all of you, but also it was hard to move up. So yeah. That wraps up another round. As I mentioned at the beginning, I will be in the bubble in Las Vegas. I think I'm actually going to try to write a blog as well. Do you remember blogs? I haven't written anything for IDC in a long time, a very long time. But I think I'm going to try to write something. Let people know what it's like at the event. Also, I will have extra time because all we're allowed to do is go to the arena or be in our hotel rooms by ourselves, which sounds pretty great right now because I had a very tough day with a lot of toddler tantrums, and also I threw a tantrum too. So being alone will feel great for the first day or two, but then I'll really miss my family for sure. So, but yeah, so we will for sure not be around the next 2 weeks. Hopefully you guys will all be able to enjoy watching the skating from the event, and then we'll come back at some point in late January or early February, most likely. Oh yeah, thanks to those of you that ordered calendars. Thank you. It was really fun to put that together. It was something I've always wanted to do. It ended up being logistically more complicated than I thought it would be, for a couple different reasons. Who knew the envelopes I ordered would take 6 weeks to get here? So they just got here like last week, finally. But yeah, it was fun to put that together. Yeah, so I know you guys are already following icestance.com on social media because you guys find your way here every week. So, yeah, watch for more stuff there from Nationals. And we will see you soon. Linda, I don't know what your cardboard cutout looks like, but I'll try to post some pictures of the cutouts for you. And if you see it, let me know, and I'll try to get a good picture for you. That is hilarious. I was thinking about sending a cutout, not of me, but of my toddler, because the ones from Skate America that made me laugh the hardest were the giant babies, because people sent pictures of babies and they printed them the same size as the other ones. So there were these like giant baby heads. Yes. So my friend and I joked that we were going to send our toddlers to Nationals. But we did not. I should have done that because then I would get to see her every day. But that's what FaceTime's for. So, Alexa Knierim's niece was one of the giant babies. That's great. I love it. I really, yeah, the babies, the giant babies, the giant cats. Of course, the geckos. There are multiple multiple geckos. Yeah. We did talk to some of the skaters in the aftermath of the event. And they did appreciate the cutouts in some way, I think. It made it feel less empty, they said. So, and they also, I know the crowd noise sounds cheesy, but they said they really did appreciate the crowd noise. Like, even when they were just like going out to take their positions, because it made it feel more normal, just as they were beginning. And then, of course, once the music starts, then they could kind of absorb into the music a little better. But like they said, it would have been really hard to like go out to take their positions in complete silence. So they were thankful for that. I was told when I started covering skating, and I cheered one time, I was told by another journalist to never cheer, which is true. You never cheer in the press box. I didn't know that when I was very young and just starting out. But I almost want to cheer this time just to help. I would cheer equally for everyone with no bias whatsoever. But we'll see. Or maybe I'll bang on the boards. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening to me ramble. And, yeah, see you guys soon. Probably when I'm back from Vegas and have to quarantine for 2 weeks because Nevada is on our bad list. So we're quarantining now ahead. And then my husband and my daughter are going to keep quarantining because his mom is coming to help him take care of her. And since she's traveling from out of state, she's not supposed to go anywhere once she gets here. So basically my husband doesn't get to leave the house for like a month and a half. So I should probably buy him a very nice birthday gift in February. And I will have plenty of time to think about what that should be. So, peace out. Thanks for playing. We really appreciate you guys. And enjoy watching Nationals.